Yes. Yes. Yeah. Shall I start? ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಹೇಗೆ? ಫುಲ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್. Yeah, good morning to all. Yeah, sorry, good afternoon to all. That is entrepreneurial. My subject is that is entrepreneurial development and small business. Myself, Professor C. Mahadev Murthy, Professor, Department of Studies and Research in Management, KSOU, Mysore. ಯಾಕೋ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ? Yeah. Yeah. 1 minute. Yeah, entrepreneurial development and small business. That is our subject. That is my subject. This entrepreneurship development, according to George Bernard Shaw, people fall into three categories as per the that is George Bernard Shaw. The entrepreneurial people fall into three categories. One is those who make things happen. The second one, those who watch things happen, and those who are left to ask what did happen. Here, the first thing makes thing happen. The people, the first category of people, those who makes the thing happen. That is entrepreneurship. Those who watch things happen, just see the watching the things that is happen. That is also one type of categories of people we have seen, and also those who are left to ask what did happen, left to ask, because they are not involved in that activity. That is, we call it as in the people they generally classify three important categories. Category, that is classified by George Bernard Shaw. Generally, entrepreneurs fall under the first category. Those who makes things happen, because entrepreneurship, innovation, activity, then other things we will discuss in later. Yeah, in this connection, this is the entrepreneur fall under the first category. Those who makes things happen. Here, there are three important process or three important stages of entrepreneurial activity, entrepreneurship. Under that first one, entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a person. We call it as a person. Then entrepreneurship, that is a process. Then enterprise, that is an object. These are the most important three important concept of entrepreneurship, entrepreneurial activities. And the entrepreneur we needed, person we needed, then entrepreneurship, that is a process we needed, then enterprise, that is an object. Each and every business having its own objective to achieve the goals of the organization, to produce the goods and services, and that is an object. The duty of the entrepreneur, the person, is to process, to facilitate. You take an example in manufacturing unit. If you go for manufacturing unit, that is an enterprise object. That enterprise, existence of that enterprise itself, we call it as an, that is an object to produce goods and services. The process, we need some process, we need to say, organize the different departments. Accounts department is most important, HR department is most important, then finance department is most important, then marketing department is most important, purchase department is most important. All the departments, whatever the department that is essential for the process activities, different, all the activities are ultimately the purpose of these to achieve the object of that enterprise. Here, the three important concept. If you understand these three important stages, important concept of entrepreneurial activity, that is more than enough for that. Here, person is most important. The person, we call it as an entrepreneur. Then entrepreneurship, that is a process. Entrepreneurship in the sense, all the activities. The person has to inculcate all the activities, all the different activities. Accounts is most important. Finance is most, financial activities is most important. Accounting, purchasing, everything, all the activities that is related to that process, that is most important. That process we call it as an entrepreneurship. Then enterprise objectives, because enterprise, we need to register that enterprise. You take an example in Tata company. Tata company owner entirely different. As per the in accounting concepts and convention, we discuss about that. What is that accounting? That is business entity concept. Each and every business having its own separate entity from its owner, person. Here, entrepreneur separate from his objectives. Enterprise, that is separate because object. That object of that organization is to produce goods and services, to provide services, whatever may be the situation. This is most important concept of entrepreneurship and small business. If you understand these three important concept clearly, then essentially clearly, and clarity is most important. Understand the concepts, the different concepts of entrepreneur activities, what are all the entrepreneurs activities, and what are all the process of that particular activity. Then object, what is the object of that business organization or a company or an MNC, whatever it may be. This is the broad concept of entrepreneurial activities. The next one, entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? The word is derived from the French word entreprendre. Entreprendre. It means to undertake, to take the activities, undertake the activities. That is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a person. That person, the person who take the activities, any activity, to take the task, object, that is entrepreneur. Literally translate means between taker, because between taker, the person has to take the risk, then go between and risk taker. Between the taker or go between, because person, because in an organization, entrepreneur is a person, owner of that organization. That owner of the organization, that is maybe between taker, because here employer is there, n number of employees, it may be 50 employees, it may be 100 employees, whatever may be the situation, depending upon the organizational capacity between taker, between between the employees. 1 minute. Chinnappa, I'm in class. Yeah. Tuga. Yes, I will come. I will come. I will come. I will come there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The here literally translate the entrepreneur means between taker, because take the risk, because each and every innovative activities are most important. Today we are in global era. Globe is in one village. In that connection, we need to take the risk. We need to take the whatever the activity that is essential for the production of goods and services and everything that is most important, and go between the employees are there, partners are there, because different forms of business organizations we have seen: sole trading concern, joint hindu family, then partnership organization, then giant stock company, and other forms of banking and other forms of business organizations. Here, go between taker, or go between and risk taker. He has to take the risk. That is most important. We are in competitive era. Today we are in global era, technological era. Each and every technology is most important here. Each and every activities is most important here. If we neglect any single, any least activity, that is also impact on the profit of the organization. In that connection, he has to take between taker, or go between and take risk taker. He has to take the risk. Then only he can achieve the goals of the organization. If you sacrifice something, definitely will get something. That is the beauty of that any activity. Sacrifice something, definitely will get something. That is most important. In other words, entrepreneur is an individual, is a person. Entrepreneur is an individual person who brings together the factors of production and combine them into a product. Here, individual person, entrepreneur is an individual person or group of persons. Individual or a group of persons. In case of partnership or sole trading concern, he is an individual person. Entrepreneur is an individual person. In case of giant Hindu family, family members. Members, all the members we call it as an individuals. In case of partnership, all the partners we call it as an individual. Entrepreneur is an individual. In case of joint stock company, the board of directors who manage the business organizations, because that we call it as an individual, who brings together the factors of production. Factors of production. What are all the factors of productions? Factors. What are all the factors that is most essential for the production of goods and services or establishment of an organization? Money is most important. Money is one of the important factors of production. Capital, money, or capital, or machinery, market is most important, then technology is most important, then men and women is most important, then resources, available resources are most important. These are all the factors of productions. Together is most important. Grouping, because in an organization, I already discussed about that. Accounts department is also most important. Purchase department is also most important. Advertising department is also most important. Then product manufacturing department is most important. R&D department is most important. Then whatever the required activity, that is most important here. In that connection, bring together the factors of production, all the factors. Money, how to manage money, how to utilize that money, how to maintain that money. Money is the most important. Money is the lifeblood of any business. We already understand that. Money is the lifeblood of any business. In that connection, how to that is together the factors of production and combine them into product, ultimate product. Ultimate product. For example, manufacturing, soap manufacturing unit. There, only manufacturing unit is that is enough for that? No. All the departments are most important. HR department is most important. This is entrepreneur is an individual or group of persons, depending upon the forms of business organization, to bring together the factors of production and combine into that factors of production to output of the product into a product. That is, we call it as, that is the duty of the, that is the responsibility, that is the duty of that entrepreneur, the meaning of entrepreneur. Yes, entrepreneur is an, in the view of entrepreneurship, entrepreneur is an innovator, innovator, new things. Because we are today, we are in global era. Globe is in one village. Today's technology, tomorrow's outdated technology. We are in that era, in that connection, in that view, because he always, every day, the entrepreneur is an innovator. Entrepreneur is an innovator. Entrepreneur is the innovator. Then opportunity. Because in our society, we have n number of opportunities are there. How to utilize that opportunity, that is most important. Labor, how to utilize that labor, how to utilize that machinery, how to utilize that other resources, water, electricity, the opportunity. We have that beautiful opportunity. How to utilize that opportunity is most important. Is an entrepreneur, is an innovator. Always you should think innovatively, new technology, new innovations, because we are in global era. This is not a monopoly, monopolistic competition. This is not a monopoly market. Any number of, because you take an example in soap manufacturing, hundreds of soap that is available in our market. Therefore, competition. Therefore, if there is a competition, we should be an innovator. We should be innovate new things, new, that is benefit provided to the customers or consumers. Then opportunity, whatever the opportunity we have, we need to, the entrepreneur should utilize that maximally. That is most important. Then project champion, it should be a, you prepare a project. Each and every activity should be prepared as per the requirement of the organization, and should be, he should be a champion. Then only he can survive. Because I hope you have heard that PLC, product life cycle. In any product for that matter, there are five to six, 4 to 5 stages are there. Introduction stage, growth stage, maturity stage, saturation, maturity, saturation, and decline stage. Because each and every product is not possible to passes all the stages of the product. It is very difficult because of many reasons. It depending upon the innovation of the entrepreneur. It depending upon the opportunity of the innovator, opportunity utilization of entrepreneur, and project champion. You should be very careful, because today, on the base of the experts' opinions are most important. Each and every concept, he has to concentrate on that. Opinions are there. Then market surveys are most important. Where to go, when to go, how to go. These are all the most important concept. In that connection, it should be a, the project champion. Entrepreneur should be a project champion. That is the concept of that. Then entrepreneurship, that is a process, activity. Entrepreneurship is an activity. Entrepreneur is a person to engage the activities. Here, process. What is that? Entrepreneurship, the process whereby an individual or group of individuals. Because I already explained that. In case of sole trading concern, only sole proprietor. In case of partnership, joint in the family, family members. In case of partnership organization, all the partners. In case of the joint stock company, only board of directors, not the shareholders. Shareholders scatter in different places, because managing the business activity, board of directors, or we call it as an, that is group of individuals, or users organized effort to pursue opportunity. Organized efforts are most important, and constructive effort, strategical efforts are most important here. Otherwise, it is very difficult to achieve the goals of the organization, enterprise organization goals. It is very difficult. Then purpose, pursue opportunities. Opportunities are there. Efforts are most important. Serious efforts are most important. then required efforts are most important. Each and every employee activities that is influence on the profit of the organization, profit of the sole trading concern, profit of the giant Hindu family, profit of the partnership organization. Here, opportunities are there, resources are there, scarce resources. Each and every resources we call it as an that is a scarce resources. How to utilize that scarce resources effectively and efficiently, that is most important. That is that kind of strategy, that kind of initiativeness, that kind of seriousness. These are all most important in entrepreneurship. It is a process. It is an individual process of an individual or group of person use organize effort, organize it, because each and every department in a business organization having its own procedural aspects, top level management, mid level management, lower level management. How to utilize that, the different levels of management, how to take the that is job activities effectiveness. These are all most important for that. That is entrepreneurship the process. Organize efforts and pursue opportunity. Utilize that maximum of that available resources. Then the process of creating value by bringing together a unique package of resources to exploit an opportunity. Opportunity exploits, it is a process. Entrepreneurship is a process. Creating value by bringing together value, because if you go for that is start a business, the purpose of the starting that is establishment of business is to make, to produce goods and services or give some services or whatever may be the situations. It's a process. Creating value, product, introduce product to the society, and that is together unique package of resources to exploit an opportunity, exploit that opportunity. It is an opportunity. Any for example, you case where you provide an opportunity, you should exploit that opportunity, because here we have seen n number of students, only few or maximum, because our student is concerned, maximum student they exploit that case value opportunity, whatever the opportunity provided for to get the MBA degree, that exploit an opportunity, that is most important. Utilize that effectively and efficiently, that is the meaning of that. Whatever the resources provided by the KSOU for MBA students, you should utilize that. Library is there, then study materials we provided, and everything. Same manner in business organization, because raw materials are there, employees are there, money, capital is there. How to utilize that capital effectively? Machines are there. Organization invested that is lakhs of rupees, crores of rupees on in machinery, investment on machinery, because capacity maximum utilization of capacity of that machinery is most important. Then employees maximum utilization of employees are most important here. That is an exploitation, exploit an opportunity, that is an opportunity we should exploit, we should utilize maximally. That is the meaning of that entrepreneurship. Then and also it is the ability to take risk, that is most important. Entrepreneur is an innovator, to take risk, ability, that is most important. Knowledge is most important. Then ability is most important. Ability most important concept. Yes, I will do, because in English there is a beautiful proverb: where there is a will there is a way, where there is a will there is a way. If we have that, that is ability, because every individual having its own ability, every individual having its own power, having its own knowledge, having its own ability, having its own activity, having its own understanding, having its own that is capacity. We should utilize that constructive way. We should utilize that ability constructive way. Take risk, because that is also most important. If you take risk, where there is a risk, there is a profit. That is the beauty of that entrepreneurial activity. Where there is a risk, there is a profit. If you are not taking risk, it is very difficult to make profit. Yes, it is an ability to take risk and process of planning. There are n number of processes are there. Planning is most important. Management functions: planning, organizing, operating, staffing, directing, controlling. There are n number of processes are there. Here, in case of entrepreneurial process are there, planning. Planning is most important. In management, we the student of management, planning and control are most important concept of any organization, any MNC or any business organization, any institution. Planning and control is most important. Here, planning. What do you mean by planning? Planning, whatever the resources available, that is planned properly. That is planning. Beautiful plan is well begin. That is also another proverb. Well begin is often of work. Therefore, planning is most important. If you plan properly, then start that process effectively, then only the organization can survive, the MNC can survive. Otherwise, it is very difficult to survive in that present scenario, global scenario. Planning is most important. Planning of all the available resources in the business organization, sole proprietorship or joint in the family or partnership organization or company or other forms of business. Planning is most important. Then organizing, because different department is there, thousands of employees are there, each and every employee having its own views and taste and preferences and activity, having its own understanding, having its own knowledge, having its own capacity to organize that all the activities, to organize, then only we can get the output. Effective output is most important here. Then operating of a business venture, operating, then operations. Converted at planning, organizing into operating activities. This is the concept of entrepreneurship. I hope you understand that. Who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is an individual. Entrepreneurship is a process. All the activities of the business concerns, all the activities concern, then enterprise, that is an objective. Each and every enterprise, the purpose of existence of all the enterprises is to make profit and to produce goods and services or some other services. This is the meaning of entrepreneurship. What is entrepreneurship development? I will explain that. What is the concept of entrepreneurship development? Then here, entrepreneurs versus entrepreneurship. Entrepreneur versus I will explain that entrepreneurship development concept. I will explain it later because I will take that next chapter. I will take. Then entrepreneur versus entrepreneurship. Entrepreneur is a person. In case of entrepreneurship, process, that is a process. Then entrepreneur is an visualizer. Visualize, dream, then vision, each and every activity having each and every process, every activity having its own vision. Then organizer, entrepreneur is an organizer, entrepreneur is an organization. Then entrepreneur is a decision maker, then entrepreneurship is decision making, ing form. This is all. Entrepreneurship is always ing, process, activity. This is an individual. Entrepreneur is a decision maker. Here, entrepreneurship is a decision making. Then entrepreneur is an innovator. Then entrepreneurship is an innovation. Then entrepreneur is a risk bearer. Then entrepreneurship is a risk bearing. Then entrepreneur is a motivator. Entrepreneurship is a motivation. Then entrepreneur is a creator. The entrepreneurship is a creation. The entrepreneur is a leader. Then entrepreneurship is a leadership. The entrepreneur is a manager. Entrepreneurship is a management. The entrepreneur is an innovator. The entrepreneurship is an innovation. The entrepreneur is a planner. The entrepreneurship is a planning. The entrepreneur is a technician. The entrepreneurship is a technology. The entrepreneur is an communicator. The entrepreneurship is an communication. The entrepreneur is an administrator. The entrepreneurship is an administration. I hope if you understand these concepts clearly, then you can answer. Entrepreneurship is an whatever the activity that is day to day, all the that is individual that is experiencing that these activities. But here, entrepreneur and entrepreneurship process, then individual person characteristics, then organization, the activity concept. That is the meaning of that. What are the different approaches of entrepreneurship? What are the different approaches of entrepreneurship? Here there are different approaches, that is economic approach, social approach, psychological approach, modern approach. These are all the four important approaches of entrepreneurship development. These concept is also I will explain later. Approaches and theories of entrepreneurship I will explain later. Then the development of entrepreneur in 16th century, leaders of military expedition, we call it as the entrepreneur. Then in the 17th century, contractors and architects, we call it as an entrepreneur. In the 18th century, that is Irish Richard Cantlin is the entrepreneur. Then in 19th and 20th century, managers are termed as an entrepreneur. In middle of 20th century, innovators termed as entrepreneurs. And in 21st century, an individual come up with an entirely new idea, that is we call it as an entrepreneur. See the differences, 16th century to 21st century. This was that is initiated in the 16th century. Leaders of military expedition, we call it as an entrepreneur. After that, later contractor, architects, then Irish Richard Clantlin in 19th century, he has mentioned that that is an entrepreneur. 1920 managers were termed as entrepreneurs. The middle 20 innovators termed as an entrepreneur. 21st century, an individual who come up with an entirely new idea. Innovator. Entrepreneur is an innovator. Then next, who is an entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is a person responsible for setting up of a business or an enterprise. Entrepreneur is a person, is an individual responsible for setting up of a business or an enterprise. Setting up of those who started business, we call it as an entrepreneur. Person responsible setting up of a business or enterprise, we call it as an, in simple word, entrepreneur is a person responsible for setting up of a business of an enterprise, we call it as an entrepreneur. In other words, entrepreneur means who takes initiative, because if you go for start any business, we need n number of activities. Project preparation, training is most important. Before the trainings are most important. After that, prepare a plan, projects and everything. Money is most important. Labor, size of labor, then registration, everything. Innovative. Because in a market, we have seen, if we enter into any market, we have seen n number of products, hundreds of products. In that situation, it should be always, the entrepreneur should be a innovative activity. Then only the market will accept, people will accept, consumer will accept. Otherwise, nobody will accept. Then secondly, we have skill for innovation. Skills are most important. Today, government of Karnataka and government of India, they started skill-oriented. Skills are more formal education plus skills. Applications are most important. If you handle for, you take an example, if you're recruited in HR department or manufacturing unit, there, how to operate that machinery, that is skill. That is most important. Skill for innovation, every day. Technology. Then who looks for achievement? Always, he should be desire, he should be dream. He looks for achievement because the sales of the organization or goodwill of the organization always should be upper end. Always should be grows. that is positively, that is achievement, always looks for achievement. Nextly is an agent of change, because change of knowledge, change of goods, exchange of goods, because you should be a agent change. Then work for good people, society. The purpose of the organization is to facilitate the public. The purpose is to facilitate the public, the good people, work with the good people, because innovators, thinkers, knowledge people, ability people. Yes, he should work with the good people, then only he can understand that. Then one who opens up employment opportunity, because if entrepreneurs start a business, it is maybe small business or big business or medium sized business, MSMEs. You also heard that micro, small, medium enterprises. If you go for that, create employment opportunity. One or 20, 100 employees, create an 100 employment opportunity. Yes, open up employment opportunity. That is an entrepreneur. Then entrepreneur who wants to create wealth, because if you are productive, if you are take risk, and if you are work hard, that creates the GDP, gross domestic product of the nation, in that who creates wealth. Then one who boosts the sector, industry. In general, we call it as an three important economic sectors. One is agriculture, another one is industry, another one is service sector. Booster sectors in Indian economy, that is broadly classified into three categories, that is agriculture sector, industry sector, then service sector. All the three sectors are most important. This entrepreneurial activity, entrepreneur, one who boosts the sector, that industrial sector, agriculture sector, or service sector, isn't that definitely isn't one who boosts the sector, that is we call it as an entrepreneur. Then definition of entrepreneur, according to JB, entrepreneur is an economic agent to utilize all the means of production. He is an economic agent. Economic agent in the sense create wealth. One who create wealth, we call it as an economic agent. Agent means create something, create economic wealth, to utilize all the means of production, money, machinery, men, market, and other related resources, means of production, all the means of production. If you go for any activity, service sector or industry sector or agriculture sector, n number of activities are there, n number of stages are there, n number of activities are there. That if you put together all the activities put together, then only we can get the output. That is the meaning of that. Here, JB say that is an entrepreneur is an economic agent. Entrepreneur is an economic agent to utilize, unites all the means of production, money, market, machinery, technology, everything, man and woman. If you unite all the means of production, that is we call it as an entrepreneur. Very simple, you can understand easily. Then personal traits and characteristics of entrepreneur. Personal traits, what are all the personal traits and characteristics of entrepreneur? That is internal ability of control, because controlling, internal ability to control, because controlling, leader. What is the quality of the leader? The quality of the leader is to control properly, efficiently, effectively to his subordinates and superiors, whatever may be the situation. Mid-level management, top-level management, lower-level management, any levels of management. He has to ability to control. Internal ability is most important. That is the most important traits and characteristics of entrepreneur. High energy level. High energy level is most important. Energy level is most important, because then only motivation. Others definitely will motivate. If you are energetic, if your activity, behavior, and nature and everything, if you are 24, 8 hours or 12 hours, if you are energetic, the people do definitely the people will follow. The other people will follow. Yeah, the entrepreneur always should be, it may be a Sole trader or a partnership partners or an board of directors, if it is more energetic behavior, activity, then knowledge and everything, other people will also follow. Therefore, high energy level is most important for entrepreneur. And self confidence, that is most important. Confidence is most important. Already, the beautiful proverb I already mentioned that where there is a will, there is a way. Because confidence is most important. Because tomorrow is always uncertain. We don't know about that. That confidence level is most important. Positive activity is most important. Positive thinking, that's confidence that builds your confidence. Then next one, tolerance of ambiguity. Tolerance, ambiguity. Tolerance of ambiguity is most important. Ambiguity, because today I will take that project or not, because that I spending lakhs of rupees on that. Ambiguity, don't go for ambiguity. Tolerance of ambiguity is most important. Think and decide. Whatever the activity, think and decide, that is most important here. The next one, self-reliance and desire for independence. Self-reliance, self-control, and desire for independence. Take decisions independently in case of sole trading concern, in case of partnership organization within the partners. Take decisions, desire for independence, because each and every individual having its own capability, ability, and everything. My thinking is entirely different from your thinking. One person that is thinking and self-reliance and desire for independence is entirely different from another person. If we put together all the characteristics, because that is facilitate the to make a profit of the organization, that activity facilitate. Yes, next one, I need for achievement. Need is most important. I need dreaming, big dreams. If you have that will, definitely you can win the target. Yes, high need for achievement. Then flexibility, because situation, according to situation, as per the situation, flexibility is most. Rigidity, if you follow the rigidity, it is little bit setback of that organization or an activity. Flexibility is most important depending upon the situation. We don't know. Next moment we don't know what is happening. Next to tomorrow, we don't know about that. In that connection, flexibility is most important. Then passion and action orientation. Passion. Every individual, especially entrepreneur, is an innovator. Should be a passion. Brand ambassadors. Brand. Create brand. Passion. That is most important. That passion should be action orientation. Action. Goodwill, passion. Yes, these are all the personal traits and characteristics of entrepreneur. Then characteristics of successful entrepreneurs, what are all the important characteristics that is needed for successful entrepreneurs? An ability, skillful person, essentially skillful persons are most important. Innovator, every time, every minute he has to think innovatively for each and every how to reduce that cost of that particular activity. That is an essentially skillful persons. An innovator means always you should think positively, you should think what is happening in next moment, tomorrow or next moment or next year. The next one, providing completeness to the factors of production. You should understand each and every minute activity, completeness of the factors of production. Then only can find that. Because in an organization, 100 employees are working in that organization, personal department, all the department activity, the entrepreneur should understand that. That is providing completeness of the factors of production. Then only you can find that. How to do, where to do, when to do, whom to do. That is most important concept. Then decision making person, he has to take the decisions at the time, appropriate, right time, right person, right to take decisions appropriately, right person, right time, right situation. Take the decision. Decision making person is most important here. Yeah, then only because time, the nature has provided beautiful 24 hours because tomorrow we don't know about that. Therefore, in that connection, decision making is most right person for right job, right time, right situation. Decision making is most important. A man of creative personality, because if you manage, entrepreneur is to manage all the activities. Say, for example, HR manager or production manager. In that production department, HR department, hundreds of employees working in that organization. Handling, handling of men and women, and other factors of production, utilization. That is creative personality. How to handle that? Depending upon the situation, on the base of the that is rules and regulation, everything. The entrepreneur should see that rules and regulation, then situation, then requirement. That is most important. Man of creative personality is most important. Then a basic plan maker. He should be a basic plan maker. He should plan properly for each and every activity, every day. Each and every activity, planning is basic plan maker. He should be a plan maker. Then dynamic leader, then cordial relationship, good relationship, belongingness, family atmosphere. If you create the family atmosphere in the business organization, that is most important. Then only the production will increase, the profit of the organization will increase. Therefore, here, that is dynamic leader, dynamism is most important. Cordial and everything, creation of wealth. These all the activities ultimately creates wealth of the nation, and also the individual and also the organization. Creation wealth. Then self-confident and ambitious. Self-confidence. If you go for any activity, self confidence is most important. Then ambitious, that is ambition. Ambition is most important. How to do, when to do, where to do, how effectively I will do. Yes, that is ambitious. Ambition. Each and every individual having its own ambition, but especially entrepreneur should be a confident and ambitious ambitions for each and every activities. Then risk bearer. He has to take the risk. Risk bearing activity. Then venture. The next, adventures. Adventures. What do you mean by that? Adventures? Adventures means that is other activities, because you should take big projects and big investment, expansion of business. That is we call it as in the view of the organization, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneur is always an adventure, adventurous activities, fabulous activities. This is the most important, that is characteristics of entrepreneur. Then qualities of successful entrepreneur, that is same as that is good entrepreneurs, that is ambition. Ambition is most important because dreaming big, that is situations, big projects, big business, dreaming. Creativity today, that is most important. Creativity, then only we can survive. Then foresight. Foresight, because future foresightedness is most important, because today, tomorrow we don't know about that. Tomorrow is always uncertain. Foresightedness is most important. Then organizing skill organizing, because employee skill that should be utilized properly. Hard working, because 8 hours, in that 8 hours you should work properly, and you should manage the available resources effectively and efficiently. Then decision making ability, that is also most important. Optimistic is most important. Ready to take risk, because in an organization that is uncertainty, anytime we can see that uncertainty, therefore he has to ready to take risk. Then good at HR, that is managing people, managing all the factors of production, that is HR concepts are managing HR concept. You should be good at HR. Then emotional stability, emotional, because we are all human beings. Emotions are most important, belongingness is most important. Then family atmosphere, creating family atmosphere, brotherly atmosphere, sisterly atmosphere. That is emotional stability is most important. Creating that environment is most important. Then communication skill, because in an organization, communication is most important. Proper communication, essential communication, the different levels of communication, because top level management communication entirely different from mid level management, mid level management communication entirely different from lower level management, then other levels of management. Therefore communication skills are most important. Where to speak, when to speak, how to speak, whom to speak, the concept are most important. Language is most important. Then sharing of views is important. Yes, that is communication skill. Self confidence. Self confidence. Confidence is most important. Where there is a will, there is a way. Confidence. Then adaptability, because today we are in technological era, technology. Today's technology, tomorrow's outdated. Therefore adaptability is most important. If you acquire lakhs of rupees, 10 lakhs rupees machinery, that should be adaptable. That should be, you take an example in software, you take example of mobile. Some of the mobile, iPhone and all, some other branded mobiles, that is automatically whatever the changes took place in the market, technological market, that is automatically that will take the updates. That is adaptability is most important for this. Then positive attitude. This is most important. Positive attitude. This is the pillar of all the activities. Positive attitude, positive thinking, positive speaking. If you adapt, if you understand negative concepts, that is more dangerous. Yes, the next one, entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, the act of being an entrepreneur, act, that is a process. Process of entrepreneur, according to Robert, entrepreneurship is an act of initiative. Well, that is activity, process, initiative, act of drive, act of commitment, act of diligence, act of perseverance, act of organized effort, act of achievement outlook. Lastly, whatever the ultimate product, organized efforts are most important. Any activity, organized efforts. Then achievement, whatever the product, ultimate product, that is most important. Then perseverance is most important for that. How to that is understand the thing, then accept the things, perseverance. Then diligence is also most important. Commitment is also most important. Drive, these are all the most important concept of entrepreneur. That is a process. Then importance of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is central to the development of economy. That is most important. Entrepreneurial process, activity that leads to goods and services. That is that leads to development of economy. Balanced growth, because we are in competitive era. Balanced growth and entrepreneurship influences balanced growth. Capital formation, that is also possible. Investment, shareholders in the form of shareholders and other forms, sole trading. Capital formation is possible in the process of, in the entrepreneurship. Self employment, that is also, and employment generation is possible. Self employment generation, employment generation. Optimum utilization of natural resources. We have beautiful natural resources. How to utilize that optimum natural resources effectively and efficiently is most important. Then MSMEs produce more than 8,000 quality products for the India and international market. Let's see, micro, small, medium enterprises, that is produces more than 8,000 quality products in the Indian scenario, 8,000 quality products in India and also international market. Then quality enhanced through R&D. In an organization, R&D is most important. Most important. research and development department, R&D department play a crucial role because today technological changes, drastic technological changes we have seen. Therefore, quality is most important concept. In that connection, R&D, enhancement of R&D is most important. Then leading knowledge-based economy and economic development. Knowledge-based economy because literacy and skills, if we expert that literacy and skills, that is knowledge-based society, based economy, knowledge-based economy, and should be economic development. These are all the that is entrepreneurship leading to society, increase the societal that is standard of living and all the things. Then economic that leads to economic development. The next one, entrepreneur. We already discussed about entrepreneur, entrepreneurship, and enterprise. Here, entrepreneur. What do you mean by entrepreneur? Entrepreneur is a person with large corporation who takes direct responsibility for turning an idea into a profitable finished product through assertive, assertive risk taking and innovation. Entrepreneur is a person in a corporation, multinational corporation, who takes direct responsibility for turning an idea. Because therefore, patent. I hope you have heard that. If anybody, any individual, any innovator introduces any new innovative things, innovative activity, innovative process, that is a patent. You can register that the innovator can register that process, that activity in the that is patent act. 1 minute. Hello, hello, hello. ಕೇಳಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಾರಿ ನೀವು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಲಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ 5 ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಹಾಂ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಓಕೆ ಯಾ is a person that is skilled person, expertise person because it directly responsible for turning an idea into a profitable finished product. Profitable because that whatever the idea he has gave to that organization that if in through assertive risk taking and innovation, that is a new idea. Patent. Then entrepreneur have entrepreneurial skill blended with managerial skills, but operate within the that is confine of an organization because each and every organization having its own requirement. This entrepreneur experts expert the knowledgeable activity export activity that skills whatever the idea in that entrepreneur is blended with managerial skills that should be into activity with the help of that activity that organization that institution that is definitely achieve the goals of the organization that is entrepreneur is a person with a large corporation, MNCs, R&D department play a crucial role in this. R&D persons who takes direct responsibility of turning an idea into a profitable finished product. Because each and every organization should see that how to make profit. Profitable ideas are most important. Therefore, survival of every organization is most important. Yes, this is the meaning of that. That is, and through assertive risk taking and innovations, new concept, new process, new idea. With the help of that new idea, new process, the organization, if the organization can make a profit, that is we call it as and the person we call it as an entrepreneur. Here in entrepreneurial skills, the entrepreneurial process activity blended with managerial skills. Managerial entrepreneurial activity process with managerial skills operate within the that is confined of an organization to related to that department or organization that is with idea provided by that person we call it as an entrepreneur then uh, Yeah, okay. Tomorrow I will continue. Tomorrow I will continue.